host, Scary Pops. Everybody loves a good scare, so let's get into it. Hello? Hi, is this Karen Maitland speaking? Hey, I'm really sorry for calling so late. It's just, I know your daughter. What, is Anna okay? Oh, no, your other. I go to community college with Sarah. Oh, okay, wow. Well, whereabouts are you? Chicago? Chicago? From your reaction, I'm guessing Sarah's always been kind of a lone wolf character. Yeah, you could say that. I mean, it's great to hear she has friends over there. Can I ask what this is about? Well, I'm actually calling to ask if you've been in touch with Sarah recently. No, not really. She sort of broke off contact a while ago. I always told her if she wanted to. I haven't changed my phone number just in case, but I think she's probably changed hers by now. Oh, well, I'm sorry. It doesn't sound like her. Oh, listen, I'm really sorry to be the one to tell you, but Sarah's been reported missing. What? What do you mean, missing? For how long? Almost 3 days? 3 days? I mean, what's happening? Are people looking for her? Well, that's the thing. I don't think they really are. I mean, she likes to keep to herself. And she doesn't really have any close friends, and she was always sort of prone to absences. I mean, it's like no one's noticed. I told the police, but they've hardly looked into it. Sure, she's a little antisocial. That doesn't mean they don't have to. Listen, can you tell me the name of your campus? I'll fly over tonight. I can be there by tomorrow morning. Sure. It's the Westgate campus. I was just calling to let you know, but honestly, it's really great to hear someone actually take this seriously. Yeah, thanks. Of course. I mean, thank you so much for telling me. I really, really, really appreciate it. No, honestly, it's me who should be thanking you. I've done this a few times before, but it isn't fun if no one cares. I'm sorry, what? What do you mean? Hello? Hello?
The inheritance. TikToker Jacob had recently inherited his grandmother's old house when she passed away. While living there, Jacob began to clean out his grandmother's house and found a creepy old jester doll and decided to keep it. One night, Jacob is awoken by knocking in the closet. What you are about to see is truly shocking.
I just heard banging.
So what do you think? Is this real? Would you keep the doll?
When I was growing up, I lived with my mom in a small house. During my middle school and high school years, she took up an overnight job, so most nights of the week I was alone between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. This happened a few months before I graduated high school. On a regular night at 7:30, I said goodbye to my mom like usual, then I played some video games for a few hours. It was a school night, so I couldn't stay up super late, but I still stayed up later than I should have. Around 11:30, I shut everything off and went up to my room to get in bed, but I was on my phone for probably another hour before falling asleep. When I woke up, I thought I heard a door closing downstairs. I looked over at the clock next to my bed and saw it was 3:30, so I assumed my mom had just gotten home from work early. I turned over and tried to go back to sleep as I listened to footsteps walking around downstairs. After a minute though, I started listening more intently. Usually, my mom would go straight upstairs when she got home to get ready for bed, but it sounded like they were just walking around. As I listened for another 2 or 3 minutes, I realized they weren't even stopping at all. They were going through each room, walking slowly as if they were taking a tour of the house. I started to get a little nervous that it might not be my mom and could be someone else. I got up and turned on the light in my room, and almost right away, the footsteps stopped. I listened from the other side of my door and still heard nothing. Carefully, I opened it and looked out into the hallway. I was expecting to see some light coming from downstairs, but the whole house was dark. Whoever was walking around down there hadn't turned on any of the lights, which frightened me more than I already was. I made sure not to make any sounds and stepped further down the hallway until I was at the top of the stairs. Then I knelt down and looked through the railing to see into the living room. Nobody was there, and even in the dark, I could tell that nothing had been moved at all. My PlayStation was still there, and in my head, that was a telltale sign that there was nobody else in the house, except for maybe my mom. I mean, if someone was here to rob us and had walked through the whole house, they definitely would have taken the most expensive thing in the room. At that point, I just wanted to know if it was my mom who was walking around, or if I was having some weird auditory hallucinations. I walked down the steps to the bottom and called out, "Mom, you home?" There was no response or signs of movement in the whole house, so I walked through the hallway into the kitchen. Right away, I saw a shoe print on the tile floors, and when I looked up, my eyes locked on a figure. Across the room, a man was sitting at the dining table with a dark mask on. His clothing was all black, which made it difficult to fully make out any features of him. He was looking at me, but he didn't say anything or even move. He stared at me with an emotionless look. I ran straight back upstairs and locked myself in my room as I called 911. The operator kept me updated on the police's estimated arrival, but after a minute, I heard the man slowly walk across the downstairs and over to the bottom of the staircase. I was whispering to the operator in a panic until I heard the front door open and the man walking away from the house. Not even 30 seconds later, I saw headlights shining through the window. My mom pulled into the driveway and I ran outside to meet her and tell her what was going on. When police got there, they did a thorough search and found nothing incriminating that would help us find the man. But from what it seems, the man wasn't there to rob us. He also didn't seem to have any interest in me either, which means that he was most likely trying to hurt or abduct my mom. It would then make sense why he broke in only minutes before my mom usually gets home. It makes me think about what could have happened if I hadn't gone downstairs to see who was there, or if my mom had gotten home just a minute earlier and gone inside, unknowing of the man that was waiting for her.